On behalf of AWS and Carahsoft, we would like to welcome you to today's podcast, focused around the new normal, delivering applications to students and staff on their own devices, where Andrew Defoe, Business Development Manager for End User Computing at AWS, will discuss how you can modernize, manage, and scale up and down these services cost-effectively.
Good morning, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. My name is Andrew Defoe. I'm a Business Development Manager with AWS and our worldwide public sector team, focusing on end user computing. Today, we're going to talk about remote work and learning solutions for remote employees, students, and contact center agents. We'll focus a lot on desktop and app streaming solutions from AWS, and some customer success that we've seen recently and been able to support actively around remote work and business continuity. And we'll talk about some of the solutions, and we'll talk about why AWS. So the agenda for today really is to talk about how all of us are observing work is changing, the way that AWS can provide solutions for remote employees, students, and contact center agents, why AWS for these solutions, and then how you can get started and take next steps. So when we talk about the way work is changing, before COVID-19, as of 2019, in state and local government, about 54% of agencies had blended workforce policies emphasizing contractor hiring, improved management flexibility, worker productivity. This is really about cost reduction and being able to offset the attrition employee turnover that was taking place in local government. And this is before COVID. And of course, since COVID, most agencies right now are facing challenges around budget shortfalls and a lot of uncertainty about the future. In addition to that, of course, we have the challenges around needing to be able to work from home, work anywhere with anyone at any time. That's put an enormous amount of pressure on IT organizations. Most organizations had capabilities to provide some business continuity around remote work for certain types of employees. Highly unlikely that agencies had a plan to address that for 100% of the workforce. So this is a real challenge for IT, and we see the same trends in education as well, with the need to be able to provide continuity of learning for students, both in K-12 and in higher education. And customers tell us really it's about these changes. It's about the changing workforce, of course, the changing data center and the general migration to software as a service in the cloud, but also the increasing security challenges as well. Security, as all these challenges are taking place, is still job zero. Our customers are trying to manage a user base that's constantly changing. Desktops, applications, files, content. Each user has to be able to access that and do that remotely now. Contractors obviously continue to pose a security risk at the state and even the federal level. As you probably know, in the U.S. since 2014, there have been approximately 443 data government military breaches involving hundreds of millions of records. And generally, the leading causes of these breaches are stolen devices, contractors with insufficient security background checks, and ineffective data access policies. And so AWS solutions can address a lot of these security concerns and help our customers in government and in education move confidently into the cloud to be able to support and provide continuity of work and continuity of learning. And so that was before COVID. Now with COVID, of course, the challenge is that for employees and students to be able to continue working and communicating and collaborating, the business need to maintain continuity, the sudden unforeseen surge of remote work is obviously placing a huge amount of pressure on IT. As I mentioned before, it's more than likely that you had, IT continuity plans. You've got laptop devices that are now in short supply, VPN connectivity that may be under licensed or over provisioned in terms of the capacity to support 100% of the workforce. IT is under a tremendous amount of pressure, and really what is needed is agility in the solutions and the technology capabilities that you have to be able to address the uncertainty moving forward. And so these challenges really are about how end users can communicate, how they can collaborate with each other, how students can attend class virtually, how workers like contact center agents can continue to interact with the public and support those use cases and those processes for the public remotely. And so organizations today are asking questions like, how do I enable my end users to remotely access the apps that they need? How do my end users engage each other using audio and video conferencing at scale? How do your contact center employees and processes remain operational even when they're working from home? And then how do you extend your security and your on-premises network environment into the cloud securely to make all of that happen?